Here you go. That's your jaw. You dropped it on the floor when you saw the All-Star jerseys release. Let me get that back to you.
Wow, did you have go to acting school?
I've literally been sitting on that for like an hour while we fix these technical issues. So I'm glad I got.
You can tell it percolated well.
I'm glad we got this.
The real hot take next on Ugly Thirds.
Welcome back, sports fans, to the episode of Ugly Thirds. Today's topic is the release of the 2024 All-Star jerseys. John and Shrems, take it away.
Yeah, these suckers leaked and then they released them right thereafter, which I guess is smart.
And they're already on sale for like $68. So,
and even then, too expensive.
My God. And we've come to in recent years know, at the very least, that these are not what they're going to be 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah, they're not going to be. Well, I mean, even then, last year's reverse retro, they took these and reverse retroed them, and despite the addition of pink, I thought they were very good.
They made them very South Florida. You played into the venue.
Phil was the one wearing when they were in Vegas.
Which is simple.
He's not going to switch to his camera.
Not great.
Right, and then they'll show the sleeves. Like it's very clean and simple.
Sure.
A couple stars. Like I mean, that's about as understated an all-star jersey you can get. Those are great. Yeah. I had no complaints there.
The 2016.
They did the one with the recently they've been doing because of different teams and everyone just putting the team logo on it. And unfortunately, I had to reorganize because Jersey Closet was down.
But don't forget, we've moved from 2 All-Star jerseys to 4 All-Star jerseys. So we're going to have some misses within
imagine
a
this
year.
With every other logo.
The parlays.
Yeah. But I suggested the four team thing a long time ago. Like you can actually find it on the internet that I posted this years before it happened. They copied me yet again. Yet again, the world is catching up with me.
And they didn't even give you credit.
Once again, San Jose, I'm still waiting for those residuals from my Sharks Golden Seals thing. But anyways.
Well, for how bad they are, you'll be waiting for a long time.
At least some credit. I'd like some credit where credit's due. Anyhow.
No, you're not in the payroll this year, surprisingly.
But I think the easiest thing, you take the team's look and put it in 4 different colors.
Yeah.
Like I want to. Where is if you take Toronto's look and you put it in red, gold, blue, and green, or whatever? Because I guess red versus green, red and white instead of green. Like what and then you have something interesting.
Yeah.
But I digress. Let's take a look at the actual jerseys they put up.
Ba-bum.
My immediate impression before I heard anything about it. It showed up in the subreddit. There was no context to it. My first thought is that they look like fashion jerseys. They look like something that JCPenney put out in a catalog that was not a jersey, but close to.
I see what you're saying, but like with that giant logo, I'm like, who is going to wear that and think it's fashionable?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like it was. When it came out with the Rangers and the Liberty and that giant logo concept, that's almost where it's just such a big. And you know what really like bothers me more than anything else is okay. So there's a sleeve stripe and it stops for the numbers.
Yep.
Then there's a little extra above it, and then it stops for the shoulders for reasons.
Yes.
Now Phil had thought on that, which is probably not wrong.
The team crest. On the shoulders, like a shoulder patch.
Could be.
And also the different Adidas fabric with the golf ball dimples in it.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't include this part? Just don't let's go to the next pictures. Cause you'll see some more of what we're talking about. Oh, and perhaps more importantly, why they did it.
And this is where once I got deep into the Reddit comments, someone was like, "Oh yeah, Justin Bieber designed these."
Is he still relevant? Like, is he still a thing?
This is the NHL being. They're trying to grow a fan base, and they assume that you can go out and get these no-name influencers to try and drum up business, and we make the Winter Classic exclusively on TNT or TBS or whatever it was on. They are missing in every department. The Maple Leafs reversible jersey that you had, that was a Bieber thing too.
Mhm.
Forgettable, and people did not care for it.
And that, like, I think of when Justin Bieber was really at the height of him, hearing about him all the time. And like, I'm still hearing about Beyonce and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's done nothing but go up
Sure.
and up and up. Bieber, I can't tell you the last time he was actually in the news for someone that like is not paying attention to this stuff as I am. I can't avoid Taylor Swift news.
Yeah,
But
I'm
Bieber,
I'm guess from what I understand, this is his clothing brand that he's trying to grow and build, and it looks like this is like Bieber X NHL. Like this is the approach that we're taking to it.
it's the Toronto Maple Leafs,
But-
right? For one of the most storied franchises. This is we talk about this when we talk about that Bieber jersey. Like for one of the most storied franchises on the continent in the world.
Yeah.
I'll put it up against any of the old time soccer league. I mean, they're the Toronto Maple Leafs. For Bieber to have such an influence like that, it feels cheap. It feels like you're cheapening a brand that should not be cheapened.
Yeah. It's the NHL trying to grow a brand in ways that I don't think is going to be successful in the end.
No.
I don't think people can relate to Justin Bieber the way that.
Agreed.
Now, what if you took, because we had Arizona. Arizona did that design for their third, the Arizona Airlines one.
Yeah.
They took a local artist and did that. Bieber is local to Toronto.
I suppose.
If they did one from each division, a city, a contest of some sort, they ran it where all these fashion designers or people kind of took to an idea and they had to create something for that idea, and then the winner would get theirs on the division or the conference or whatever you want to do.
I mean, you could even take that one step further. So if the NHL want to make it really interesting, make it a celebration of sorts. Like, okay, so we've already proven you can have different logos on jerseys. These did it. The St. Louis ones with the note lines across. Like, there are a couple years of this, right? Why couldn't you have that contest go across all the NHL cities? And you're like, okay, the Metropolitan is all wearing red. It's red. It has to have a stripe here and a stripe on a stripe here. You even just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And it can't use, like, I don't know, make some of the other colors. Sure. Okay, you can't use blue because that's another, like, it has to be minimal. And just set these, here's the requirements, have a contest.
Yeah.
And we have all the different teams wear their different local looks and make it a celebration and make that a yearly thing. Like, that'd be an interesting thing.
It's
the
far
All-Star
better
game.
idea than what we have here.
Yeah, it's the All-Star game. Like, there's a whole lot of who cares these days. Because I remember hearing from like the real old timers of like, that's the only chance you get to see these players playing together.
Sure.
Because of TV markets, so that's the only time I get to see these players in general.
Yeah.
And so the All-Star game was something really huge. And between, mass market media and even things like the EA Sports NHL games, you can put whoever you want with whoever you want. Like, you can have those hypotheticals and fantasy hockey and all the other, like, you don't have to leave it just to the realm of imagination. I've never seen these things. So make it interesting.
Yeah, your goal is to get people to watch and follow the sport. Of the 4 major sports in North America, they're lagging behind, and it's
absolutely,
there's no catching up. But this, I don't think this helps.
No, and these aren't going to sell. They're not.
No, like I said last night, we're gonna be able to get all 4 of these for $150.
Yeah.
When Adidas officially hands it over to Fanatics. So if you want it, wait.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. You pointed it out. Oh, that's not the one. I'll get to it in a second. Which one of these is, if you're buying, which one are you buying?
Look, I think visually the white and the gold look the best.
Yeah.
Probably the white pops, right? The gold probably looks good because it's a gold logo on gold and it minimizes the giant logo.
Sure.
If I'm actually buying one,
yeah.
I'm probably getting the red because it looks like McDonald's and I think it's funny. Like that's really where it's at.
That's fair.
I mean, you can see the stripes on the sleeve, which again, it looks kind of like. I mean, look, I guess they're trying to be the Adidas stripes.
I guess so.
I thought it was music notes for Bieber or something, but it's not. It's only what, 3 stripes?
Yeah, it'd be 5 if it was music.
Yeah. And the black stripes.
Keep going.
Yeah.
This one, you pointed it out last night, and I can't not see it now and wonder if they're actually going to do it. Phil, can you go
full screen?
Yeah.
1 second.
This is how we win a Webby.
Is that what will be? Oh God, where's this? There it is.
You mentioned on that blue jersey the nameplate is in lowercase.
Yeah, so not only is the nameplate on the bottom, which I want to talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
It's in lowercase. It's a rounded nameplate, which I've only ever seen on the World Hockey Association's Alberta Oilers.
Of
which are now the
course,
Edmonton Oilers.
of course. I was
As
thinking the
everyone
exact same
knows that,
thing as
obviously.
was everybody on watching the video.
But yeah, lowercase, which that makes it interesting. That would be I will not buy these without a name on the back.
Yeah.
And I doubt the Adidas ones are going to get cheap enough where I'm going to buy one. So I'm probably going to buy a Fanatics one, then everyone can yell at me. But I'm certainly not I'm not dropping a ton of money on that.
Do you want my tin hat
Go for it.
conspiracy theory? That's going to be an advertisement space one day.
Well, so in Europe, they do those on the bottom a lot because there's an ad on the top. Where the name, where we expect a name, they put a giant ad. And I wouldn't be
have
shocked.
my tin hat as well, and you can, we're testing something here. The idea.
Usually, the All-Star Game is how you test things. The Reebok Edge, among any other things.
Oh, that's right. They did do the Edge.
These. Well, actually, it was the year before in white, but these. I was told people love when I reach behind and just grab a jersey out. So these. This I can't with the. There's a slide in the way. Phil.
He's zoned out. He's had enough already.
I mean, look, I don't blame him. This year with look at this printed crest and how well it survived. You want a jersey? You want to get a jersey cam in here?
Phil. Oh,
look how well that survived. They were going to make all of them this. Every team was going to be
this. It's a moisturizer for that cracking.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah.
There is to that end. This is not the. So let's go because these new jerseys actually break the NHL rulebook. This will be my last little fun fact. Let's get into some jersey history here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you want to pull up the slide, I think you're gonna have to do the full size slide, Phil. Under Section 3, equipment, Rule 9, number was it 9.2?
Yes, of course.
In addition, each player shall wear his surname in full in block letters 3 inches high across the back of his sweater at shoulder height. At shoulder height, Shrems. But there is a time where they didn't do that. Do you know when?
At shoulder height?
It wasn't so we had names like what we see in this All-Star game. And it was also an All-Star game.
I don't know. I don't remember.
In 2001, back when they were still doing North America versus World, they did those 2 years with some very interesting jerseys. This is the Team World.
Yeah.
And you can see they have the nice collar for European hockey.
Oh, that's classy.
Right? I mean, isn't that fun? Nice, actual flip up polo collar.
Polo, yeah.
And if you go to my slide, Phil, winning a Webby. Let's get you a mouse. Slide deck.
Oh.
So to match the European teams, they put the names at the bottom for the Europe jerseys. World jerseys.
Look at you.
And the goalies actually wore white, which I think is fascinating. So it was red versus blue. Both goalies were in white. And so they did this here. But there was a story to it with, that's how they do it in Europe, because advertising. But
even back then they were advertising in Europe.
Oh, in Europe, yeah.
Okay.
The only other place I've ever seen it is certain times you'll see it in women's hockey, not the PWHL, not in the more recent ones. And actually, in the years where I've announced women's hockey, which I did at the NCAA level, that it's handy. Because you know why? Hair. There's a lot more long hair in women's hockey, and it obscures nameplates when it's in the normal spot. And I thought it was a really, putting it below the number.
Clever.
Really, really helped.
Clever.
So, good. I think, honestly, I think I'd love to see that in the PWHL as they make actual logos.
Yeah.
But
well, we got, 2 weeks until we see how this is implemented?
Something like that.
Third. Yeah.
So, honestly, they're trash. I don't know why you'd buy them. Wait for clearance, and maybe you can buy them for a laugh.
Literally wait 2 months. And just have at it. But I like your thought process. Getting them blank is
Why? No reason to do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the Ducks jersey you just sent us.
Yeah,
And
the
price
Duck's
drop,
third
and
is the
that's-
anniversary is already 117 on Dick's.
Yeah, so it's like it's already discounted. It's only been out for 2 months.
Yep.
So
Right, well, I guess it's going to wrap it up. He's Shrems. I'm John. Phil, take us out.
don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notifications of new videos, and tune in for another episode of Ugly Thirds.
If I may look up the rule book for this one.
Yeah, sure. 9-2.